here at Overture Arboretum, and I have a cooking demonstration today. Once again, I am not a professional, but I do love it. So, I want to tell you what we are making today. Last week we made sour cream enchiladas, and because I'm not a professional, I forgot to tell y'all to put the sour cream in the sauce. So, really sorry about that, but it does look amazing. My first batch was great. My second batch was like, something's missing. You can always add the sour cream later on, but don't forget to put sour cream. So today, we're going to do a sour cream coffee cake, and it's on page 72 of our cookbook. I want to tell you a little bit about our cookbook. So this was put out together by all the active adults in all our active adult communities throughout the United States. So we have many recipes for many people. The reason why this is near and dear to my heart and to our hearts here is because all the profits go to Meals on Wheels of Central Texas for us. Each community is going to go ahead and give the profits to their particular Meals on Wheels organization. Meals on Wheels, I don't know if you've ever dealt with them or ever had to deal with them, but they do take care of so many meals for so many people, and especially our senior population that would never get a meal otherwise. We are so fortunate that each of us every day gets to eat. Some people don't get to eat. This is what this cookbook covers. And if you want one, I keep forgetting to tell you all about this. If you want a cookbook, you can call us. Our number is 512-580-5500, and just ask about it. They're $19.95, and then we will send it out to you with our little thank you, and just to let you know that we really, really appreciate you taking the time out to do this. Since we can't volunteer in place, we can shelter in place and give our money. So I want to start with that. Anyway, we're going to do this little recipe, not cookbook, but sour cream coffee cake. And we will make sure, I shouldn't say I, because Jessica is doing this for me today. She will make sure that you get a copy of this recipe, and it's a very, very easy recipe. It may take me a little bit today because I've got it, there's two sections to this. So basically you're making the cake, and then you have a filling. And the filling, you can do whatever you want with it, but we're just gonna make it with cinnamon and sugar and pecans. I've never made it without the nuts because I don't know about that, but try it and work with it. And then, like I said, every time, experiment with it. That's the fun of cooking. That's just the wonderful world that you can experiment with and enjoy. So we're gonna start. And this is so easy because you're gonna have one box, first of all, Duncan Hines yellow cake mix. I am sure that you can use any kind of yellow cake mix, and this one is the Pillsbury, and it will turn out just great. But we're gonna put that in our bowl. So we're gonna take that, cut this open. And I have a sweet, sweet resident here who said today, Jane, I really appreciate how organized you are. Well, today she's not gonna say that because I am a mess today, a hot mess. We're trying to make it look pretty, but. So anyway, you're gonna add this. Then you're gonna do instant pudding. So this is instant vanilla pudding. Make sure it's instant, because if you put the regular kind, it really becomes a true hot mess. So regular instant pudding. And see, this is the reason why I enjoy cooking, because you can actually talk with people when you're doing this. Right now I'm talking to you right here online, but one of my favorite things to do is when I'm cooking, I love just talking and finding out about people and what they love to do, and you're relaxed and you're just enjoying yourselves, and I find out more about people when I'm cooking, and also they find out a lot about me too. So right now, today, just so you'll know, I have an 88-year-old dad. He's in Amarillo, Texas, and it snowed yesterday. So weird that it snowed so late in the season, but my sweet little dad is 88, and we're saying prayers for him right now. So he always enjoys this coffee cake. It's one of his favorites. And the reason why I love coffee cake, just so you'll know, it's called the coffee cake because back in the day, people would make the cake and you would freeze it. You could keep it in your fridge. You could keep it in your house. Most of us always had like a cake stand where we put the cake. And when your friends came over, you would serve coffee with your cake. So it was always just something that my mother always did, and she instilled that in me, that that's what you do. You always have something for when your friends stop by. Nowadays, it's a little different, but I always make sure I have a coffee cake. And you can freeze it. You can pull it out, cut a few slices, microwave real quickly, and then you've got something to serve. Okay, so the next thing, we will not forget our sour cream today. So we've got sour cream. And oh, one other thing before I forget, you're gonna preheat your oven to 325 degrees. Okay, so the sour cream, this takes 2 cups of sour cream. So that's 1 pint. We're just gonna put the whole container in here. And we are gonna make a little bit of noise and have a little bit of fun. So what are some of y'all's favorite recipes? I know that last week some people actually commented and kind of conversed with me, which I love. So if y'all have some favorite recipes, we'll try to see if we can't find something that's similar in our cookbook, and we'll try to do that next time. Okay, you also need to add 4 eggs, and you're gonna have to do a 1/2 cup of your Wesson oil. And Wesson oil just means vegetable oil. You can use any kind. Today we are using canola vegetable oil, which we love, so we're just gonna do that one. And because this is live and because I forgot to bring what I needed, we're gonna start this, which is our filling. You're gonna use 1/2 cup sugar, and I already put that in there because I need this to put the Wesson oil in. So I'm so sorry, but that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna use 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. And it kind of, all of these ingredients make it a really light cake. And it's kind of fun because you layer it and you've got all these pretty layers in there. So we're gonna make sure we have that done. So let's get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, and then the next thing we're gonna do is 4 eggs. So, do y'all know how to do eggs? I think most everybody does who watches. And it's kind of hard with gloves for me, so I'm gonna put it in this cup just in case I mess up and have a few little shells in there. Don't want any surprises for anybody who's gonna eat this cake. Okay, there's 1. That was an easy one. So I know right now everybody is getting sick of sheltering in place. I know I am, I know everybody is. We all, like Judy, our manager, said, I'm just ready to go shopping. And we're all feeling the same need. Not that we really need to go shopping, but there's just something about, one of the ladies today said, it's my independence that I feel like has been taken away because I was able to just get in the car, go do whatever I wanted to do, and now I don't get to do it. And I know that everybody's like that. So cooking would be fun. You can do this with your families. You can do this by yourself. You can even video your own self, and you can get better at cooking and have fun. I know that Victoria Zoomed with her family this past weekend for Easter, and she had some hysterical stories about how that all worked out. So we're all trying new things on how to communicate with families, with friends, with people that we know. Y'all should try that. And we're having, did we have that today? I'm not sure, but we're talking about Zoom versus Skype. So that's one of those things that you need to learn too, because I'm interested in that, why one's better than the other. Okay, we're gonna add the 4 eggs in here, and then we are gonna mix this whole thing up, okay? So I'm gonna be loud, and I apologize for that, but we're gonna have to mix the cake. So this is what it looks like at the moment, and let me turn it on. Okay. You don't want to mix it too high. You just really want to mix, because if you do it too much, it will go flying out of the bowl. Or if you do it too much, it just works over the ingredients too much. So you just really want to just mix it and make sure the sour cream gets in there. And Jessica's doing a great job of showing how we do this. And I don't really have a mixing bowl per se, so you know, as you shelter in place, you just kind of figure out what you got and you just work with it, and that's what we're doing today. We're still in the same A1 floor plan that we were in last week. We love this plan. It's a big apartment home at 677 square feet. Has a fabulous bathroom. We have walk-in showers in all of our apartment homes. Sorry, I have to mix a little bit of our apartment community and cooking. Okay. So I like doing this because you can see on the bottom to make sure every ingredient is mixed in there, that you don't have any more dry ingredients stuck on the bottom. And so this is what we're doing. This is what it's going to look like. Here we go. And we're going to put that down here. So we're going to set this aside for a moment, because what we're going to do next, I'm so sorry, I'm going to put this here. What we're going to do next is mix the dry ingredients. Okay, and like I said, we're going to layer this, and we're going to use a bundt cake pan, so I'm hoping y'all have one. This is kind of an old-fashioned thing, but it's makes it look really pretty. Okay, so what we're gonna mix in, first of all, is we're gonna do some pecans that are finely chopped. So these came up as chopped. They're kind of big to me, and so I went ahead and chopped them up a little more. We already put the sugar in there because I needed the measuring cup. So we've got our sugar in there. We're gonna need 1/4 of a cup, which is right here, of cinnamon. It's a little, I used the cinnamon earlier, so that's why it's kind of brown. I don't know about y'all, but I love cinnamon. It always makes me think of breakfast in the morning. I use it in so many dishes, even like when I'm cooking meat or other things. It brings out the sweetness of most things that you create. So with meat or chicken or anything. And I know you're thinking that's so weird, but I promise you it tastes really, really good. Okay, you got your cinnamon, you got your sugar, you've got your pecans, and now we need 2 teaspoons of cocoa. And this kind of gives it that nice little flavor too. So it's not just cinnamon, it kind of cuts that. And you've got a little cocoa. So I kind of usually tell you a little bit about myself every time we see each other. So I'll tell you about my husband today. My husband is a sweet man that I met and dated when I was 19 years of age, right when I got out of high school. And then we kind of went apart, not because he was horrible, because he was really great, but he has a twin. He's an identical twin. And they would go, and his brother is a great musician who now lives in Nashville, but they would always go to, like, they called it the college scene, the college music scene. And so he was traveling all the time, and I was getting ready to move to Dallas, Texas. Of course, I lived in Amarillo. I was moving to the big city with my best friend, and so we broke up. So we stayed in touch for many, many years, because I lived in Dallas and he moved to Dallas, and we stayed in touch. And eventually, my dad got really ill, probably about it was almost 24 years ago, 25 years ago. And my husband's sister was actually his x-ray technician. And so we saw each other. My last name is Sliter, S-L-I-T-E-R, which is a very hard name to say and pronounce. And she said, "Are you Jane?" And I said, "Yes." And so she said, "You need to talk to my brother." So we got back together, and we've been married for 24 years. And so we have all this great history, and we talk about, and a lot of our history has to do with, do you remember when we went to the Pizza Planet? Do you remember when we went to Dairy Queen? Do you remember, everything centers around food, which most of us do that. And even to this day, we still talk about the different foods we enjoy together. And I'm glad that he's a foodie, because I like all kinds of food and think everybody should try everything. Okay, so see, here's your mixture. Here's your cake batter. I'm gonna put a spoon in this one too, wherever my spoon is. So I used it for the sour cream, so we'll put that right in here and kind of get that sour cream in here. Okay, so the next thing we wanna do is prepare your bundt cake pan. And I don't know if y'all have ever done that before. Right, you can spray it with pan, which is what I'm doing, or you can use the oil. And you're gonna add a little bit of flour to it, because you don't want anything to stick. So we're gonna add a little flour. Okay, and then what you do is you're just going to go around the pan, just like this with your flour. And the flour will then stick to the spray. And this way your cake won't stick to the pan. Do this, get it all prepared. Okay, and then the excess flour, you're going to get rid of. And we'll just put it in here for the time being. Okay, so now you're ready for your cake batter. Okay, I guess I am a little obsessive, didn't realize it, but I like for things to be clean and ready to go. So you're gonna take your cake batter, and you're gonna start with the cake batter and put it on the bottom first, okay? And of course, one of my favorite things to do as a kid was always taste the cake batter. Won't do that in front of y'all, but it is my favorite thing to do. And I think it's my son's favorite thing to do too. My son is 22, and he's sheltering in place here. He's actually in college, And I'm so happy he's here. But all of a sudden I went from not cooking much to cooking every day, and I'd forgotten what a 6-foot young man likes to do. He likes to eat a lot, so I'm enjoying cooking again. Okay, so you see we put a little bit of batter in, and then you're just going to put a little bit of your filling. And you're just gonna kind of cover up your batter, because this will create all your different layers. You can do it thick, you can do it thin. I made one earlier so that I could show y'all, and I kind of got it too thick, I think, so we're gonna try it a little thinner. So hi everybody at Overture Arboretum. I know a lot of y'all are watching us today, and we appreciate it. Don't forget to come down, get cookbooks, or otherwise I can at least just print off the recipes for you. And we can smell it already. It smells so good, doesn't it, Jess?
Oh, it smells delicious.
Jess is my teammate. She and I are both sales consultants here. She's amazing with skincare, and she's also a fantastic cook. So we get to share lots of things in common together.
That's right. I'm gonna get to taste the cake as well.
And we have 2 cakes when we get finished. We were all talking about, so are we actually going to gain weight while sheltering in place happens, or are we going to lose weight? We've all decided we're gaining weight because our sweet residents here keep bringing us things and keep taking care of us. And so, yeah, we'll be little tumblers. But that's okay. It's all done with love. We're pretty happy about that. Okay, so we're going to keep doing this. And you're going to end with the nut mixture at the very end.
Just gonna get a little closer.
Okay, that's great. We're going to add a little bit thicker. And honestly, this is such a fun cake, an easy cake to make, and then to be able to freeze it. And that way you'll have them. And it's great for even just like family nights when you're tired at the end of the day and you think, oh, just a little something special for your family is always so great. And they always feel so special when you bring it out. It's like, oh my gosh, she made us dessert. And it's so easy, and it's just your secret. It's kind of like my hair. Nobody knows the color. It's my secret. Actually, brown is my natural color, but. Okay, so this is our last layer. And I'll just take the rest of this batter and put it around. And normally I would have a spatula, but I couldn't find one today, so.
Spoon works perfect.
Spoon is great. Yeah, like I said, we figured out how to do different things here. When you're sheltering in place, it's like, wonder where that thing went. So we are organized, it's just we can't find everything. Okay, so we're getting down to the last bit of batter. Okay. And you just kind of spread it out. That way you have plenty of a platform here to put the last little bit of your nut filling. Okay. And so you have about this much left, and you're just going to spread it until you get all of it on here. And you're going to bake this for about an hour. And then you're going to check it, which we're going to do. And I'm hoping it's done because today was a little crazy. And so I'm hoping it is baked now. So as you can see, you end up with a cake that is like this. And this is your last layer, okay?
Beautiful.
All right, so let's move that over here and let's see how our cake is looking. And as we're sheltering in place, we lost one of our pot holders, so I've got 2 of them. And Jess is laughing her head off, and I can't help it. So let's see. So you're supposed to take your, where's my little, there we go. You're going to use a toothpick, and you're going to see if it sticks, okay? I don't know if y'all have ever done that. And it's not sticking. Usually if it's not finished, your batter will stick to it. So it looks like it's good. Normally I would wait and cool it off a little bit before I turn it upside down. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this plate and I'm gonna cover the top. And because this thing is hot, yeah, let's see, this thing is a little uncomfortable. So sorry, y'all. Oh. Well, we are kind of. Okay, sorry. It's not coming out. There we go.
All right, looks good.
Yeah, kind of have my, so sorry y'all. I'll move this over here so it'll look a little better on here. And there is our cake. So, once again, I'm live. Things go crazy.